What's going on, everybody? We're gonna get ready to get this show started in just a few minutes. We got some big news from the Tennessee Titans. Not good news, but we still have some breaking news as free agency gets ready to get started. So, as a lot of you pull in, make sure y'all share this show. Share this show out. Make sure y'all smash that like button. We want to get a bunch of likes tonight. Definitely want to get about 50 likes tonight or more. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. So that way you will be able to know when shows will. That way you'll know when shows are going to be live. So definitely come on in. I'm trying to do some sharing of the show myself as I put it out to everybody as well. And we're going to get ready to get this show started. And we are going to get this thing going in just under 60 seconds. Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody? Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome in to Titans and Truth. Welcome to TNT Tonight. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, from the Truth Studios, aka the Man Cave. As we're gonna try to have a good episode tonight. As we talk about free agency, and the Tennessee Titans free agency has begun, although it has not went particularly well, in my honest opinion, but some things have been done, and we're going to definitely talk a lot about that, and we're definitely going to get into some of these moves that have been made. But definitely, first off, if you want some TNT swag, definitely hit hit me up. You can definitely hit me up if you want any t-shirts, either Carolina blue or navy blue. Also the hats, like the one that I have on, that you will be seeing in just a moment, or the red hat that you see in the corner, and I can get you with either Ms. Latoya Akinyemi on the shirts, or Out the Crib Customs on the hats. If you do want some Titans and Truth swag, definitely hit me up there for that. And also, definitely make sure that you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button in YouTube, and also ring that bell. Hit the bell so that way you know whenever I go live and have any new content coming out, you will know, you will be in the know and be ahead of the game there. And also, again, like I said, smash that like button for me. Titan smash that like button for me. I would definitely appreciate that as well. And of course, you can follow on any of the pages at the bottom on the ticker, the Titans and Truth official page, as well as the TNT Enforcers page on Facebook. Also on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth. I'm going to be trying to do some updating on that probably tonight with some of the releases and some of the signings. I will definitely do that. on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer as well. And if you feel free, super chats are also appreciated as well. And so I, am thankful for those also. But now that we've taken care of some, we have paid some bills and taken care of some business, we need to talk about some breaking news that happened Titans wise. And first off, it is the Tennessee Titans are going to release Julio Jones post June 1st. Now, me personally, and I know this saves about $9 million. I know this is going to be a post June 1st cut. This is going to save $9.5 million against the cap. And let me, before I go off about this and give my disapproval of this move, let me first preface this by saying I understand the money aspect. I get the money aspect. I understand he had trouble staying healthy. I understand that this saves $9.5 million in June, which we won't see right now. I get that. So let me first understand that. I get it. I understand. That doesn't mean I have to like it. And I don't. I'm like, Julio Jones did not get a fair shake. And this makes the Titans look really bad on the wide receiver scene because other wide receivers are going to think, y'all treated Julio like that? Why am I going to want to go there? You're not going to throw me the ball. You're not going to get me targets. So why am I going to go to an offense where I'm not going to get the ball? And I would understand that. I would understand if, the Jujus of the world and all of them basically said, nah, I'm good. I ain't going to the Titans because the Titans, they don't throw the ball worth nothing. And when they do, they go to no-name guys. They go to no-name guys that don't even belong on certain rosters. So, again, I get the reasoning for the money, but I think this is a really bad move for a lot of different reasons. One being, now you already had a need at receiver anyway. You had a need at receiver with Julio Jones. Now you have an even bigger need. Now you're going to need at least 2, maybe 3 receivers now. And, the Tennessee Titans, they've put so much faith. They put so much faith in Tannehill or in Tannehill. He can't do it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. And I feel like Stephen A. Now, when he said what he said when Derrick Henry went out, now I might could say it. The Tennessee Titans 2022 season is over before it already began. And let me explain why before all of y'all come at me. A lot of you come at me and say, well, the season hasn't even come yet. The season's in September. We still got time. You're jumping the gun. Until the front office proves me otherwise. And right now with the moves that we're going to go over, I don't know if it's going to be any different. As Vrabel and J. Roberts said, we got to be better around Tannehill. Cutting Julio Jones isn't being better around Tannehill. That doesn't help you. You don't know what you're going to do at right tackle, even though I think Dylan Reynolds might be the guy, and they're probably doing it by default. And they've done a lot of cutting, but they haven't done a lot of fixing. They're creating more problems than they're solving. You know how I've always said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? It seems like instead of, it's like they're fixing something that's not broken. They're creating unnecessary problems. They're creating an unnecessary need. So now we got to get an extra wide receiver because I guess the Titans have so much faith in Jeff Swain, so much faith in NWI, which I don't get. And then there's more bad news coming ahead too. Hey, look, y'all. It ain't a good start to free agency for the Tennessee Titans. Because, again, yes, I know it's a bit extreme to say the Titans season, 2022 season is over before it begins. And let me explain exactly why I say that. Because you're depending on Ryan Tannehill. The organization, they just have so much blind faith in Ryan Tannehill. But again, this is like a book I've read 100 times before, a movie I've seen 1,000 times. I know how the story is going to end. I know how the movie is going to go. I've seen it. I could probably recite the script word by word. Tannehill is going to get us some good wins. Then we're going to probably lose a few games we shouldn't have lost. We should be the favorites to win the division, but we'll make it hard on ourselves and we'll barely win the division. The Colts shouldn't even be in competition with us, but they're going to find a way to sneak back up into the race, and we're going to lose a game to the Colts we probably should not lose. The Jags are probably going to steal one, and we'll just barely win the division when we should have won it by a landslide. Just to get into the playoffs, and Ryan Tannehill finds a way to poop himself for the 4th straight playoff game. Again, that's what's going to happen. I have basically given you the synopsis pretty much of how the 2022 season is going to go. Now, yes, I can be wrong. And I really hope I am. I want to be wrong. But this release tells me I think I'm on the road to being right. And to my girl Haley Thornhill, I hope she's watching, because we have a bet. She thinks that Tannehill can lead the Titans to the Super Bowl. I said they won't. And I am looking pretty darn good so far. I think Haley is going to be telling me that I was right all along in her Titans and Truth gear. She's going to be saying I was right. Because, again, I know how this is going to end. We've read this book before, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen this. We know what's going to happen. Releasing Julio Jones, again, I understand the money, saving 9.5 in June, and he's been injured. I get that. But you don't even give the man a chance to redeem himself before you just throw him away. You give up a 2nd-round pick for him, and now you give up Julio Jones for nothing. You release Julio Jones for nothing, and you don't have a 2nd-round pick. Atlanta fleeced you. Plain and simple. And I'm going to get to some of y'all comments before we move on. And there's more news that's just going to kill. See, J-Rob signing free agent from the street. Yep, that's what's been going on. CJ, what's up with you? Drumstar signed Austin Hooper ASAP. I heard Austin Hooper is a free agent now. OJ Howard is out there. There's some tight ends out there, and they need to sign one. Telly Yo Kicks, what's up with you out there in Vegas? What's up with you? Aaron Jensen. Trust J-Rob. He knows what he's doing. He's going to kill the draft, and we sign Swain because J-Rob's rewarding him, a guy that can block and catch decent. Plus, he's got to help groom. I mean, again, I get it, but you're really putting a lot of pressure on your draft class. And for the last couple of years, draft hasn't exactly went well. The 2020 draft class was absolute trash, except for Christian Fulton. A unmitigated disaster, that entire class. Panda, Fat Panda, ain't on the team no more. Probably out there somewhere destroying his career, trying to be a rapper, but sucks. Darrington Evans cut earlier this offseason because he can't stay healthy. Unfortunate for him. Cole McDonald, who is supposed to be trying to be a backup quarterback, didn't even make the roster, and he's out of the NFL. Larrell Murchison barely sees the field. So out of that draft class, what do you have? Christian Fulton, who's a very good corner, and Chris Jackson, who is serviceable. That's all you have from that draft class. Last year's draft class is looking all right. You have, Caleb Farley. They're really looking at him and being a starter. They're really putting a lot of stock in him. Dylan Radunz, it looks like they're trying to get him ready to start. Looks like they're trying to force him to start because they really should have. I think they overwhelmed him a lot. You got Elijah Molden, who has fit in pretty well as the third corner. Who else did we get in the third? Monty Rice, who had some decent moments. I will probably digress what I said during the draft last year. But then one of the worst picks was Des Fitzpatrick, who I doubt will see the field this year either. Racey McMath, all he is a special teamer. Brady Breeze, who got cut. And Rashad Weaver, we don't know what he's going to do because he's coming back from injury and still has a legal thing he has to deal with, which I hope he gets vindicated. So there's a lot of problems. And as Steve Crosio put it, oh, dang. The Bills just got Von Miller and O.J. Howard today. So you see all these other teams are doing work, and the Titans, they're just sitting on their hands like, we're not going to do anything. We're so strapped against the cap, a cap that doesn't really exist, to be honest. I mean, the Bills just signed Julio Jones. Not Julio. Von Miller, 6 years, $120 million. And now O.J. Howard, who you could have had, is gone as well. I'm with you, Chris. Titans need to wake up because it look like they're asleep. So this is a very, very bad move to me for the Tennessee Titans. I really do. And then overrated Golden Boy decides he wants to unretire and play football again. I guess he wasn't like sitting at home not doing much, so he figured, I want to play some more ball. And the only reason I bring this up is because there were some rumors that there was mutual interest between the Titans and Rob Gronkowski at Gronk possibly coming to the Titans. Now that Golden Boy has decided to unretire and go back to Tampa Bay, Gronk ain't coming. So that killed that dream. So, and then, yes, we lose Deontay Foreman as well. 1 year, $2 million with the Carolina Panthers. And this is my thoughts on that. I think the Titans maybe tried to keep him, but I think Deontay Foreman, he wanted more opportunity. And I get it. I understand that. I understand he wants more of an opportunity. He wants an opportunity to have more snaps, more meaningful snaps. And again, I'm happy for Deontay Foreman. He might get that opportunity in Carolina. Yeah, I hate that he's gone, and now we have to replace a running back, which they signed some guy. I know TD's talked about him, some guy from San Francisco by the name of Trent Cannon, who I have no idea who that is. No idea whatsoever. Dennis Kelly is a free agent, but I guess that ship has sailed. I guess The Undertaker will rest in peace and never come back to the Titans. Yeah. Juju, I've heard about that, but I don't know if Juju's going to come. And that's exactly what I'm afraid of, Reggie. That Julio's going to go somewhere else and he's going to ball out as usual, and the Titans are going to have egg on their face again because of this. So, a lot of bad moves. Again, Aaron, I get it. The money part, I get. Injured, I get. But when he was on the field, they would not throw the man the damn ball. They wouldn't even look at him. On crucial plays, they would look away from him, or he wouldn't even be on the field. And it seems like this is a place where wide receivers can come to die, unless your name is A.J. Brown. And some people are not exactly happy with J-Rob. I mean, I'm starting to have my doubts too, because it just seems like we're sitting on our hands. Yes, we're cap strapped. But do you notice the Packers are $7 million in the hole right now? They've already given Aaron Rodgers $50 million. They've re-signed Preston Smith. They're going to have Davante Adams under the franchise tag, and they're probably going to give him a huge deal. And yet, they're still under the cap. They're still over the cap. And they just gave out a whole bunch of money. Saints cleared $80 million in cap space and did not cut one single player, because they're trying to go for Deshaun Watson, who, of course, the Browns, the Panthers, the Saints, and now the Falcons, looks like, are in the race for Deshaun Watson, although Indy tried to get into that, and the Texans said, nah, I don't think so. We're not trading within the division. CJ, like, we could have said to somebody about getting rid of Tannehill or trading him. You can't cut Tannehill. You could have traded him. You could have traded him for Aaron Rodgers. You could have traded him for Russell Wilson. But the Titans, they believe so much in Ryan Tannehill. They think that Ryan Tannehill will be the savior. I am sorry to say to anybody out there that believes Ryan Tannehill is going to be the savior and is going to get us over the hump, you are going to once again be sadly disappointed. I'm setting you up. I'm giving you the news now. So I'm giving you the news now so that you won't feel sad later. Now, Steve Crosby is coming in saying A.J. Brown's going to want to leave. I doubt that, because they have a lot of value with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is extremely valuable. But this cutting Julio Jones, it's going to damage the relationship a little bit, because we know how much A.J. loved Julio, how much A.J. tried to vouch for Julio. He basically fought tooth and nail to get Julio here, and then we just throw Julio away like trash. Drunk Duck says, L for letting Jones go. Agreed. Would you like to see Jarvis Landry two-tone blue? Devin, now, I would say a yes and a no. Now, there was a rumor out that it looked like he was going to go to Kansas City. I'm guessing that's not confirmed. But we also know with Jarvis Landry, yes, he will be a good receiver. The problem is him and Tannehill didn't exactly have the best relationship in Miami. So that could be a problem. That could end up being a drama renewing itself. I don't know if we want that. Ray said we were already at a deficit with 17 at quarterback, regardless of cutting West. I agree. We're already behind the 8 ball with Tannehill at quarterback. Jackie McLaren, hey, Miss Jackie, how you doing? Said maybe he'll go for OBJ. I highly doubt it. OBJ has redeemed himself, getting a ring in LA. He went ring chasing and he got it. And so I doubt that's going to happen. I mean, we're probably going to sign some no-name receiver who is like a 6th, 7th receiver, somebody somewhere else. And J-Rob and Vrabel are going to make it look like this is the big signing, y'all. This is the big-time receiver we've been looking for. I doubt it. So CJ said, I'm already looking for 2023. C-Dub says, yep, I think Ryan blew our Super Bowl window. I agree. Super Bowl window is closing fast and in a hurry. Because, again, look at the AFC. Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. The AFC West is loaded. Patrick Mahomes in the AFC West. They don't care about a salary cap. They gave Patrick Mahomes $450 million. They're paying Travis Kelce. They're going to pay Tyreek Hill. They've paid Chris Jones all the money. They obviously don't care. The Broncos just got Russell Wilson to go along with Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and a pretty decent defense. The Raiders are kind of making a comeback, and they just got Chandler Jones from Arizona, and they're trading Yannick Ngakoue to the Colts. And don't forget about the Chargers, who not only have Justin Herbert, re-signed Mike Williams, who I wanted for the Titans all along. Then they get Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, so they're loaded. Buffalo just got richer. You got Josh Allen. You got Stephon Diggs. They just got Von Miller and O.J. Howard, so they're reloading. Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. And I know I'm forgetting somebody. Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. And I believe I've gotten all of that. So we're facing a lot of good quarterbacks, and we're not helping ourselves. Defensively, we're going to be fine, I think. But the offense is going to be horrible. And they keep saying we got to be better around Tannehill. That means that the other 52 guys have to be absolutely perfect around him. Perfect. The rest of the team can't make no mistakes because Tannehill is going to screw up. We know this. Exactly. Titans Weekly, Tennessee Titans Weekly. What's up, fellas? Y'all go make sure y'all check them out. I know they've been pumping out some good chop-up sessions and everything, so I definitely am going to be getting with those guys. So y'all make sure y'all check them out as well. Exactly. You release Corey Davis for Julio Jones to cut him a year later. Man, I wanted O.J. Howard, but he's gone. So I don't know. Exactly. The opponents that we have coming in this year, and we have a very tough road schedule, now ain't the time to be lazy. And it seems like that's what the Titans are doing. They're being lazy. They're scared. They're scared to go take it. And I think, and this is another reason with that move. And we're going to keep going because I know I'm going to talk y'all heads off. When you have a bad OC, that's what happens. Facts, no paper. Darn right. Yep. Run, pass doesn't work anymore. You know? And so we got work to do. And let's move on. Of course, we know about Harold Landry getting his contract. Again, defense I'm not worried about. Ben Jones gets 2 years, $14 million. A very solid bring back. A very solid bring back with Ben Jones because he's the quarterback of the offensive line. Very tough. He's played through injuries. I don't think he's missed too many games or things like that. I know he's been hurt from time to time, but he's tough. I'll give him that. So, Chad on Facebook says, think J-Rob doesn't know what they're doing. I don't know. Joseph said we are so screwed on offense, and I'm starting to agree with that. I think we might be screwed offensively. I think we are quite screwed. Yep, Zadarius Smith went back to the Ravens. And my guy, Zach, what's up, X-Man? It affects this offense big time, in my opinion. Now, I know there are going to be some apologists out there that's going to be like, well, you're jumping the gun. You're jumping the gun. Have faith. Have faith. Look, again, I love my team, but I am wearing my tribute to Julio Jones because they should have kept him. They should have kept him, and this is a bad move. And no, Deshaun Watson ain't coming. It ain't happening. But Ben Jones getting re-signed, I think it's a very solid move. It solidifies the middle of the offensive line, although you need a guard. And you still need to know who's going to be your right tackle. If Dylan Raiders is going to be your right tackle, just say it. But I guess they're not even sure about that right now. And you still need a tight end. You still need a couple of tight ends, even though you got Jeff Swain. And you still need help. So, again, here are the signings. You had Harold Landry, 5 years, $82 million, $52 million guaranteed. So that guarantees 3 years. Ben Jones, 2 years, $14 million now. I haven't seen how much guaranteed money Ben Jones is going to get. Now, they signed a swing offensive lineman by the name of Jamarco Jones from the Seattle Seahawks. I'd never heard of this guy before now. 2 years, $5.75 million, $3.15 million guaranteed. He's a guy that's played all over the line at both tackle and both guard positions. So he's basically going to be doing what Quesenberry or Dennis Kelly was doing. Jeff Swain, obviously, 1 year, $3.5 million, fully guaranteed. They shouldn't have given him that much money. They signed a safety, AJ Moore, 1 year, $2.5 million, fully guaranteed. I guess he's more of a special teams guy more than anything. He's not going to be a guy that's probably going to get a lot of time at safety behind Byard and Hooker. I mean, unless they don't bring back Dane Cruikshank, and we got to see about that. And then Trenton Cannon, the terms are unknown, but they have signed him as a kick returner and a backup running back. I would still try to bring back Dontrell Hilliard because that doesn't – all those signings, besides Ben Jones and Harold Landry, I don't feel really good about that. Now, I know the Jaguars are winning one free agency again, signing a whole bunch of players, but that doesn't really mean much of anything. You know, I know the Jaguars have went out. Then they got Brandon Sheriff. Then they got Zay Jones. Then they got Christian Kirk. They done went out and signed a whole bunch of guys. And that does not mean that makes the Jaguars any better. Now, here's some other free agents that the Titans have already let go. Jayon Brown and Rashaan Evans, gone. Deontay Foreman, gone to the Panthers. Randy Bullock, they're probably going to wait till the summer unless they draft a kicker to decide what to do at kicker. Dane Cruikshank and Ola Adeni is still out there as well. And here are some of the cuts. They've cut Jack Rabbit, saving $6.9 million. Roger Saffold saving $10.4 million. Kendall Lamb saving $3.2 million. And now Julio Jones saving $9.5 million, but that is post June 1st. And they haven't done any restructuring just yet. And I'm starting to think maybe they won't do any restructuring. So now with that being said, the question is, what is the Titans' plan? And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I have absolutely no idea what the Titans' plan is. But J-Rob, he is putting a whole lot of faith. He's putting his neck on the line in the draft. Something tells me that. It's like he's going all in on the draft. And I think he's afraid to make the big move anymore. He's afraid to make the big move because he feels like, well, I made a mistake with Julio. You know, I was afraid to go after a quarterback because I promised Tannehill he was going to get another shot, which, again, I don't like the fact that the Titans, as an entire organization, they are coddling the hell out of Ryan Tannehill. They are coddling him like a child. It's like, you know what Charles Barkley said about Aaron Rodgers. It's like with Ryan Tannehill, they're basically saying, we got to make Ryan Tannehill, he's got to be that girl. We have to tell that girl she is beautiful all the time. It seems like that's what we're doing with Tannehill. We're trying to coddle him, be like, oh, it's okay. It's okay you screwed us out of the playoffs. It's all right. We still believe in you. They're coddling him. And I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, they're treating him like a child. They're basically saying, you know what, Tannehill, we gave you a whole bunch of money, so we got to stick with you. It's like they're doing it out of a matter of convenience instead of being bold and not being afraid to say, you know what? Okay, we made a mistake. That doesn't mean we're going to be afraid and not shoot our shot again. But the Titans are acting like they're afraid to go shoot the shot because they're afraid they're going to miss again. You can't be afraid. You can't play scared. And right now, the Tennessee Titans are playing not to lose. That's what they're doing. Instead of trying to go for the win and go for another shot, they're just scared because it's like they went all in last year. It didn't work. So they're afraid to go all in again this year because they're afraid it's going to be the same result. They're afraid that they're going to try to go in again. They're going to try to go again. And they're afraid they're going to lose again. And Ryan, I get your point. Yes, it is rough right now. We got to see the whole picture. But right now, the picture is looking pretty bleak to begin it. It's looking pretty bleak to say that. Until now, again, they may change everything up. But right now, it ain't looking too good. And Ms. Mims is very much not happy. And I understand. Steve Crowder says it's either free agency or the draft. I don't know what it's gonna be. James said, "What's up with you, sir?" CW says, "Cannon is a good kick returner. I didn't even see they signed him. That's a good move. I mean, has a lot of speed." Well, we're gonna find out. Yep. Same stuff every year. Sit back and relax and pull the trigger. Well, we're going to see. I mean, I guess that's all we can do is trust J-Rob. I don't know. And there could be a press conference where it's like AJ is like, mm-mm. And see now with here's the thing. AJ is due a big contract. Christian Kirk just got a lot of money, and Devontae Adams is about to get a lot of money. And AJ Brown may come in and say, look, I want $25 million a year. If you can't give me that, I'm moving on. And I can see AJ Brown moving on. And it would be horrible because they need that dude. CW said they don't want to overcommit because of their quarterback. Right. They don't want to overcommit. Well, they have overcommit to Tannehill. What's up, Herman? They, Big Jeff. Yep. That's another contract on the way. And Reggie B is right. The AFC West, and think about this. We have to play all four of those teams this year. We got to play all four of those teams, all four of those quarterbacks. You also got to play Josh Allen. You also got to play Joe Burrow. So you're already playing 6 high-level quarterbacks. And we got Ryan Tannehill. Shane says he ain't moving on after we win the Super Bowl this season. Again, y'all, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. And I will be happy to be wrong if the Titans win the whole thing. And don't get me wrong. I want them to win. Let me say that one more time. I love this team. Y'all know this. I want this team to win. I do. But I'm not going to get my hopes up to read a story that I've already read before. I know how this is going to end. And most of you out there, truth be told, y'all know how this story is going to end too. In the comments section, I want y'all to tell me, do you agree that y'all believe the same story is going to happen where the Titans barely win the division and Tannehill will choke in the playoffs? Or do y'all believe even with all these moves, everything is going to be so that we're going to do the same thing and a different result is going to happen? I want y'all to let me know in the comments section. Yes, we went through death row and we won a lot. A lot of that was because of our defense. Wasn't necessarily because of Tannehill. And also Derrick Henry had a little bit to do with that. CJ said last year was our best shot. I agree. It was. Last year was our best shot. And so I'm looking at who could be available, and I don't really have all the updates. But again, here are my top needs. Wide receiver has went to the top of the list. I would love for us to get Juju, but I'm having doubts that that's going to happen because I just don't think J-Rob will have the balls to do it. I think J-Rob is just so scared that he's going to fall flat on his face again that he doesn't want to take that risk. And there are a lot of people that are probably going to criticize me, and that's fine. That's fine. If I'm wrong, I'll be happy to admit I was wrong. So, again, I just don't believe. I just think this is going to be the same story that we're going to see over and over again until we get a new quarterback. C-Dub says, Ryan Tannehill ain't winning the Super Bowl. In the story, he's not good enough. I agree. Reggie B says, choke because of the offense. Herman says, I think he will make some more moves, tweak what we have. We are not that far away. We're going to find out. How about Allen Robinson? I mean, you cut Julio Jones. You need to go big at receiver. You can't just depend and think the draft board is going to fall your way. Chris Olave is probably going to be gone at 26. Jameson Williams probably going to be gone at 26, even though he's recovering from an ACL, and you need a guy that can produce right now. Jameson Williams will not be able to produce until like October. I am glad the defense is still together because the defense is clearly going to have to carry us this year. Dion says, if he's scared, he shouldn't be the GM. Hey, I agree. Scared money don't make money. Terry said, we need to get another OC. Now, they brought in Tim Kelly as the passing game coordinator. I don't know how much of a upgrade that's going to be. I guess we'll find out. Kyle Rudolph would be a nice tight end. Aaron just says it's going to be a great result this year. Tannehill already watching film and studying to get better. That remains to be seen, because if Tannehill really understood what was going on, he would have came out and took the blame. And he hasn't said a word. He hasn't said a word since the playoff game. He has not taken any responsibility and said, this is my fault. I screwed us up, which is what he should do. He should come out and say, you know what? This was my fault. This was on me. I owe this organization to get us to a Super Bowl. I cost us that. Until Tannehill comes out and does that, I don't have any belief in him. Everybody's hoping that we'll have a different ending to the story. I hope that's true. But I feel like we've gotten worse. I think the Titans are worse off now than they were about 48 hours ago. Juju and Ertz is still available. Problem, Shane, Ertz ain't available. He just re-signed 3 years, $31 million to go back to Arizona. Ertz ain't available. Now, Hooper and Allen Robinson still are. We are only drinking liquor, no beer. Just enjoy the ride. That might sound about right. C-Dub, I appreciate you tuning in. Defense carried us to a top seed, and they're going to have to carry us again. They are going to have to carry us again. That much is true. And again, y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Definitely make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, help me smash that like button. You know, if you do that, you're helping me. And we're going to keep bringing out bashing as much content as possible. Because I do have I have a lot more stuff on the way. So it's gonna be fun. I got a lot more stuff coming, some new stuff coming, and Tyrone said we already went through this with Marcus and now Tannehill. Yep. We've already been through this with Marcus. We're going through it with Tannehill. And I'm trying to see if there's any new news coming, but right now I don't see anything. And I know a lot of people saying, you know, don't jump the gun. Everybody relax and all this. This ain't the time to relax. What's up, Rocky Yip? What's up with you, sir? And I'm looking at Twitter, and I know Twitter went crazy over D'Onta Foreman going to the Panthers. I didn't like that he had to leave, but hey, he's getting his opportunity. I understand. So I'm trying to see if there's any new stuff coming out, but I haven't really seen anything yet. Of course, if anything new does come out, I will definitely update anybody. But nothing new. Let's see. Now I don't know how great this is. Yeah. Looks like Tyler Conklin's going to the Jets. So once again, the Titans are continuing to sit on their butts. They're sitting on their butts while everybody else is gone. Yep. Mike Garafolo saying it. Titans signing Tyler Conklin. And they already added CJ Uzoma. So, yeah. The Tennessee Titans are not combating anything that other teams have done. The Bills signed O.J. Howard to a one-year deal. That tight end free agency class that was looking pretty good is looking real thin. Looking real thin. And the Titans are just sitting on their hands, not doing a damn thing. And it's a shame. And so I'm trying to see if anything else new comes up. I mean, I had Tyler Conklin on the list, but he's gone. Kyle Rudolph and Gerald Everett are still available. At wide receiver, you got Juju Smith-Schuster, James Washington, Anthony Miller, Jamison Crowder. Offensive line, maybe Riley Reif, Nate Solder, Dennis Kelly. There are some options, but I don't know what the Titans' plan is, ladies and gentlemen. So, that's really not, what do the Titans need? They need to get on their job. They need to do something and quit sitting back. And I know they want to get value in the second wave of free agency, but the second wave is pretty much here. And so, again, I know the Titans are strapped. They really, according to a lot of people, really can't do anything. And the only other news that the Titans have come out with, 1 year, $3.5 million, worth up to $5 million. You mean to tell me the Titans couldn't give him $5 million? Shaking my head. Shaking my head. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what the Titans are going to do. I think the Titans are like, you know what? They believe in the status quo. They're just going to sit back, do nothing, and pray to God that the draft board falls the way that they want it. They want it to be just perfect. I don't know how this is being better around Tannehill. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But those are all the big news that we have as far as the Tennessee Titans are concerned. Shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies. They got a big win last night over the Indiana Pacers, 135-102. They're still second in the West, so that's something good to talk about. As far as the Grizzlies are definitely making their stand, and they're a half game up on the Warriors for second place. So right now they will be playing the Timberwolves in round 1. And they did it without Ja Morant. Also, shout out to the Memphis Tigers. They begin their chance at winning the national championship. They play Boise State tomorrow. They are a 9 seed playing the 8-seeded Boise State Broncos in Portland tomorrow. So good luck to the Memphis Tigers and Penny Hardaway. I got to fill out my bracket. I got to see what's up with that. And, hopefully, my bracket comes out pretty good. We're definitely going to see. Shane says, their tight end worth drafted in the first. No. I don't think you're going to draft the tight end until somewhere in the middle of the second round, maybe in the third. And there are plenty of good tight ends you can get in the third or fourth round that could be a starter. And they're going to have to draft a tight end. They have to. They have no choice. They're going to have to draft a wide receiver. They're going to have to draft a tight end, maybe 2 wide receivers. They're definitely going to draft a tight end, maybe 2. They're going to have to draft an offensive lineman. They're probably now going to have to draft a running back somewhere late. They need all the help they can get on offense, and the offense is just getting worse by the day, even with Derrick Henry. Bradley Moore. I know he got hurt in training camp last year. I don't know. I know they've glowingly talked about him, but I don't know how good he's gonna be until I see him on the field. Tannehill needs to be better around everyone else. I've been screaming that for a year now. Everybody's saying that, we got to be better around Tannehill. Tannehill has to make everybody else better, and he's obviously so far showing he's not good at that. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. Yes, that is my blue bombshell. I got to say it. As a wrestling fan, I got to say, hey, yo. Listen here, Chico. The Titans better get their head out their ass, and they better figure out a way to make this thing work here, Mike, because Razor Ramon, he wants a Super Bowl, and he wants a victory. And you probably know by now who came here to see WCW and who came here to see the NWO. Because when you're NWO for life. And if anything that happens to my team, this is going to happen to you. Rest in peace to Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. Man, that dude could wrestle. And one of the greatest Intercontinental champions there is. She just said this draft class is not as good as last year. The wide receivers are fast, and they're going to have to draft two. They're going to have to draft one in the first round and probably one in the third or fourth round. But why do I feel like I'm beating the dead horse just for J-Rob to basically say, nah, we're good with NWI. We're good with Mason Kinsey. I know that's Titan Uploads guy. MHVACR cutting Julio. Yep. Already done. So again, the big news, Titans release Julio Jones. And I don't like it. Ben Jones re-signed 2 years, $14 million. Yay. I would be a little bit more excited about that. I mean, Ben Jones is a good player. But, I mean, again, that doesn't solve your offensive problems. And I'm just afraid they're thinking, well, we'll do just enough to stay afloat. So, not very happy about that. And right now, I'm not seeing any new news coming around the bend, which I don't know why. And so right now, again, here are, and once again, before we do get ready to call it a show, here are the cuts that have been made. Jack Rabbit, Roger Saffold, who just signed in Buffalo, Kendall Lamb, Julio Jones, all cut. And all they've done is re-sign Harold Landry and Ben Jones. All those other guys, Jeff Swaim included, I could not care less. Because honestly, that ain't good enough. And I guess they're figuring this will be good enough to compete. No, it's not. I don't know if they have a plan for wide receiver. It doesn't look like they have a plan at all for free agency except doing a bunch of cutting. Now, Jared brought up an idea. I don't know how realistic it is, but they're basically saying, well, maybe Amy Adams has come to J-Rob and said, look, I can't be cutting out these checks. We got a new stadium we're about to build. We need to stop spending so much money. I highly doubt that's the case. But there's something going on to the fact of the Titans, even though they are up against it, but you see other teams. You see in other teams like Green Bay, Kansas City, maybe Buffalo, New Orleans, who are up against it, but they're still going for it. So I don't know. And I'm like, if you make a big move, you're going to make that money back. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know what the Titans are going to do. And I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful with free agency, but there were, Ben Jones and Harold Landry, good moves. Cutting Julio Jones, bad move. I do expect they're going to try to salvage and make some type of moves, but I don't think it's going to be the moves all of us want or all of us are craving for. And again, if they do, I will be happy to be wrong. But as of right now, I don't see anything. Titans have really no tight end. The Titans really have no wide receivers now. And we still have a problem with the offensive line. So, yeah, I'm a little ticked off. And I, again, hope I'm wrong. But right now, the Titans are going nowhere fast. They're going nowhere fast. And it is just killing me. So, we're going to see what the Tennessee Titans decide to do. But, I mean, other teams around the NFL are sure making big moves. And the Tennessee Titans are doing absolutely nothing. Chris Frazier, I will believe that when I see it. Juju. I will believe it when I see it. But until then, I won't believe it. So, I think, honestly enough, I know some people are talking about Allen Robinson. Maybe. Paulie D said, I know. Yeah, especially with Bills and Broncos making noise. Yeah, the Bills, Broncos, they've made noise. And we're just sitting back, just doing nothing. Remember, we got to compete with those teams. Right now, with the team that we have, we will just barely make the playoffs with the division win. I hope I'm wrong, y'all. I want to be wrong. But right now, it ain't looking too hot. And again, I thought Jarvis Landry was agreeing to go to the Chiefs. That was the rumor. Let's see. Falcons to be with Jarvis Landry. So I guess nothing is imminent. But Jarvis Landry looks like he's going to visit the Falcons. Now you're going to see a lot of, now that this wave is over, you're going to be seeing a lot of teams going to visit teams before they sign. So Jarvis Landry, obviously not going to Kansas City just yet. But he's going to take a look at Atlanta because Atlanta is going after Deshaun Watson while they have $48 million against the cap with Matt Ryan, which means they're obviously going to get rid of Matt Ryan if they get him. So, and I know Mr. Titan has come out and said, I trust J-Rob. People freaking out. I don't know. My trust is a bit shaken. I'm just saying. J-Rob has not proven me wrong yet. J-Rob has done nothing. Nothing. He's just sitting back, letting a lot of good players go. I mean, even bargain-based players, he's not going after. I think he's gonna go get the bottom-feeding, basement-looking guys and think, oh yeah, I believe in these guys. You know, I'm gonna sign this guy 1 year, 830,000. He's gonna be our number 2 receiver. That's not how you win. It pays to play. It takes money to make money. Yes, I understand. You don't go frivolously going to spend $100 million on day one of the free agents, period. But you got to go get some good players. Don't just think, oh, I'm going to go with this low-level guy and think he's ready for a bigger role. Josh Reynolds, I think the Titans screwed themselves on that. But Josh Reynolds gave up. The second they got Julio Jones, he gave up. As soon as he got Julio Jones, he was like, well, I know I'm not going to get the ball. J-Rob has whiffed. So far, he has. So I don't know what they're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. But before I get out of here again, rest in peace to the bad guy. Because I know a lot of people are hurt. Let's see. What the Julio cut money for? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I have not the slightest idea. I tried to reach out to TD. I tried to reach out to some of my sources. I haven't gotten anything back yet. And, you know, I think I'm going to try to reach out to Miss Teresa and see if I can find out something. I just texted Miss Teresa. I'm like, what are they going to do? Tell me. I'm like, please help me out. So I don't know how she's going to respond. So I'm like, I'm going to try to see if I can get something from her on that. But everybody, I thank y'all for tuning into the show. We've had a good time tonight. Again, if there's any new breaking news that does come out, I will definitely make sure that I let you know of it. I'm trying to see what's some available free agents before I do get out of here. I'm trying to see who could possibly be available. Let's see. I'm looking at Spot Track. I'm trying to see who is available. All right. Before we get out of here, y'all, I'm going to share this with y'all. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to show y'all. These are some of the top free agents still on the market. Now, Von Miller, he's gone. He's in Buffalo. Allen Robinson, OBJ, Stephon Gilmore is still out there, but I mean, they really believe in Caleb Farley and Christian Fulton, so they're probably not going that way. You know, you got Trey Flowers, but we're good at edge. Defensively, we're fine. You know, Casey Hayward could be a good backup. Juju is out there. Rasul Douglas could be a good backup as well. Leonard Fournette, Melvin Gordon, Cordell Patterson could be nice. Perhaps. Let's see. If you're looking for a tackle, maybe a Riley Reef or an Eric Fisher. Those are a couple of names. I know a lot of people have talked about Will Fuller. I don't know if he can stay healthy. Landry, I don't know how good his relationship with Tannehill. Let's see. Now, Emmanuel Sanders, but he's 35. Austin Hooper or Gerald Everett at tight end, they could definitely use. Andrew Norwell, who played for the Jags, maybe could be a nice guard. Let's see. Robert Tonyan, Green Bay. I know Cedric Wilson signed somewhere. I want to say he might be in Tampa Bay. But I'm looking at the top 100 free agents. Now, I would have said maybe a Jamison Crowder or maybe a Sammy Watkins, but I don't know. Jamison Crowder would be a pretty nice receiver. Kyle Rudolph is still out there. Dennis Kelly, I don't know why in the world the Titans won't just, swallow their pride and go ahead and bring him back. They should. Conklin is gone, but that's some of the top 100 free agents. It's not really a lot to go on as far as that. But, there's a couple of decent possibilities. Well, now we need to take 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends in the draft. I agree. Trade for George Kittle. The 49ers ain't trading George Kittle. Might be able to get Allen Robinson. I don't know. Ms. Mims is ticked off. Ms. Mims is mad. I don't know why. Everybody can't, salary cap. I guess they're so strapped. I don't know what they're going to do. It's not good. Big bro, little bro, I don't know. I guess they have a big plan in mind. I don't know, y'all. That's all I can say. I don't know what the plan is by J-Rob. Yeah, Dennis Kelly knows the system. That should be a no-brainer. Yeah, I agree. J-Rob and Vrabel should get on their knees and go beg Dennis Kelly to come back. And Money Mike said, the AFC is stacked, and we're just falling further and further and further behind. It ain't looking good, ladies and gentlemen. But y'all, that's going to just about do it for the show. Again, we're going to be starting up very soon with our draft coverage. I will let y'all know if there is a show next week. As far as anything, if we get some big news or anything like that, as far as the Titans are concerned. But we are probably going to start heading more towards previewing the draft. That's going to be coming up in a little over a month from now. So get ready for the positional breakdowns. We're definitely going to be breaking down receivers a lot because it looks like that's going to be a huge need. We're going to be breaking down a lot of tight ends. We're going to be breaking down some offensive linemen. We're probably going to be looking at a few quarterbacks. Now we may have to take a look at a few running backs in the draft. And we're really going to be doing a lot of offensive looks. So definitely stay tuned for that. Everybody, I have to say it if I haven't already. Thank you so much for all y'all have done. I'm over 1,100 trying to get to 1,200 subscribers and everything. If you want to give to the show, there you can still do super chats. I definitely appreciate that as well. If you haven't shared the show out, please go ahead and share that show out. Smash that like button if you haven't already. as well. So you're helping me out and you're helping yourselves out as we continue to get great content for you. And again, I definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight to Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. I apologize. I couldn't be a little bit more high-spirited. I hope we're keeping Hilliard. I do, because they need to keep him. I know a lot is being looked at this free agency, but y'all got to understand we got Big Jeff and AJ coming up. Titans are trying to get in position. The salary cap is going to blow up anyway, so they'll have money to sign those guys. But you know what? I'm trying to continue to grow, so make sure y'all spread the word out to everybody, to any new people that may not know, so they can come on in. Shout out to everybody tuning in to Titans Weekly. Tennessee Titans Weekly tuning in, to Mr. Titan, to Titan Upload. Y'all go check them out. Also to 615 Podcast, the Let's Tighten Up Podcast. We are community. We are family. We do try to support each other and everything like that. But the Titans, they got work to do. They need to go get a couple of receivers and a tight end, fix this offensive line a little bit more, and we're going to see what they're going to do. So everybody, all we could do is continue to tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. I'm finna get out of here, go get me some dinner. Thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have yourselves a great, great evening. And let me see one more time. I'm gonna check, see if there's anything new that's come across the scanner. Let's see. Miss Teresa, let's see, has texted me back. Let's see. Kemp, Landry, and Jones, 2 key players, cut 5 players to clear space. Julio Jones not available till June 1st cap to help the rookie class. They still have more work to do, and I'm not counting the couple of depth pieces they've added. They need more cap space to do more. They've rarely made splashes at the start of free agency, which is correct. They have not made big moves early, but they tend to wait until the second and third wave and get guys on the cheap. So we're definitely going to see what they decide to do. But everybody, I'm going to get ready to call it a night. I thank y'all for tuning into the show. This is your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. And I thank y'all once again. Make sure y'all smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. And even if you have hit the subscribe button, make sure you tap that bell so that way you know when we go live. I holla.